things happen. That's where the negatives are. Throughout this class, what we've done is we've stretched the comfort zone. We've lost a little bit of temper. And what we find is, outside that comfort zone, we can actually make positive things happen. It was the goal of our next speaker to really get out of her comfort zone. She wanted to meet new people. She wanted to make plans instead of waiting for them to happen. I like that proactivity. She wanted to be of a more open mind and less lazy. I think you will agree with me, class, that lazy is not one word that describes our next speaker, Pilar Guerrero.
I'm Pilar Guerrero, and I'm a senior at State College Area High School. So when this class started, I was having a lot of trouble in two of my classes, statistics and physics. And when we set our goals, I kind of had those classes in mind, but I wasn't sure what I was going to do with them. But when we had the class about putting enthusiasm into areas of our lives that we needed to kind of work on, those were the first things I thought of. And I started doing that right away. At first I didn't really know what to do because it's really hard for me to pay attention and get involved in classes that don't interest me as much as others, but especially in my statistics class, it ended up really going a lot better than I had even expected. At first I found it a little bit boring because I'm not really a math person, and it does deal a lot with math, but once I started really reading the problems and doing them to the best of my ability and paying attention a lot in class, I realized that it's actually really interesting. And I decided to take charge on the group project, and which is also kind of hard for me because I don't consider myself a leader, but that ended up going really well, and I ended up improving my grade in the class a lot, and doing the problems much better, and the homework and everything ended up helping me getting better grades in the class, and I even enjoy it now. Instead of dreading going to that class, I pay attention and talk to the teacher and everything, and I like it a lot more.
20 seconds.
So I suggest to you that you put enthusiasm into something that you find difficult, and you'll find a lot of success. And in 3 to 6 months, I see myself at Penn State, enjoying my classes, really trying hard to put in enthusiasm to things that I find challenging, and hopefully finding a lot of success.
Our next speaker is our very own Irish dancer. And what we have learned from Kristen throughout the 12 weeks is this. It's one thing to stand up in front of a group and talk about dancing and not move. And we've all seen speakers like that, have we not? Kristen brings dancing to life. She can talk about it. She can also talk while she's dancing. And the excitement, not that she taught us any steps, but there was one night when I think I could have done it, solely based on her enthusiasm. Let's welcome Kristen Cavanaugh.
Hi, I'm Kristen Cavanaugh. I go to Belmont Area High School, and I'm a freshman. This weekend, I went to a teen retreat, and I got there a little rushed because I was cutting really close to the ending time, and my friend and I were bolting out, said hi to Christine, and said hi to Becky, and went back and got our stuff. Went up to the cabin, ended up going to the wrong cabin. Made a bunch of new friends though. And then we had to go back to our unconscious cabin and made even more friends. And pretty much after everybody had their stuff unpacked, I was like, hey guys, let's introduce ourselves. I'd really like to get to know you, and I'm pretty sure you guys would like to get to know us since we're going to be bunking together pretty much. And so we all went through. I asked for their names, their county, what they do in 4-H, and something else I can't remember exactly what that. And pretty much time, and then went to bed. And then got up the next morning and had even more activities, which I made a lot more friends in. And I was having more problems with remembering names, but I got through it and remembered most of their names. And then later on that evening, I got the courage because they brought a magician to the tea retreat, and I went up with one of the people who got hypnotized.
20 seconds.
Many people have something to laugh about and think about to bring their days back up. I won't go into detail, but yeah. I'm pretty proud that I actually got through it and woke up, had a great laugh, realizing what I did, and now I'm more confident knowing that I did that stuff and everybody's feeling just like, hey, and like all happy to see me. And then Sunday came, still going on with the shooting, but that's okay. I was laughing along with it. And we had their goodbyes, and now I'm friends with many more people on Facebook.
Action.
And talking to them. My action, I would like you guys to not be afraid to be yourself, because I realize that can really help you out a lot, and you'll see who you really actually are, and people will acknowledge you for who you are. And
3 to 6 months.
in 3 to 6 months, I will be talking in front of large groups, and possibly even dancing in front of large groups, which I have done, and I'm not as nervous now because of this class.
She's a dancer.
And, oh yeah, I feel a lot more confident.
Our next speaker, it's interesting when I go back to session 1 and I think about each class member and how they stand and introduce themselves. This next speaker was rather quiet, a little shy, but she caught my attention in session 3 when I usually open up the class and I usually say, is there any good news? And this speaker raised her hand, and I thought, pay attention. And sure enough, the first words out of her mouth, I bought myself a truck. And she's had my attention since then. She's a goal setter. She doesn't mind tooting her own horn because she's earned the right to do that. And I followed her to class last week in her truck. And she has an interesting bumper sticker. And I tried all week long to come up with exactly the words on the bumper sticker. And I think I'm pretty close. Hey, cowboy. Girls drive trucks, too. Is that close? Close. Okay, let's welcome Olivia Smith.
I'm Olivia Smith, and I'm a junior at Hilltop High School,
And I have a truck.
and I have a truck. One of the things that I accomplished in this class meeting was a group of people that I know and don't know. One of my incident was a few weeks ago in my child development class. We have a bunch of preschoolers that come to school every other day. We had to do a science project, and I decided I would volunteer to go first. So I brought in 3 of my
boy. Trucks are for girls. Okay. I was close. Our next speaker. The vision that she had for herself in session 1 was that she did not want to be afraid to be around people, to be casual with people, and she did not want to be afraid to share her ideas. Throughout the course of the class, we began to figure out that this next speaker had a lot of ideas, and one particular idea, she could really fan the fire, and that is the raising of pigeons. So please, oh, and let me back up just a little bit. I think you talked about pigeons, did you not, Christina, in session 5? But I think it was session 5 when you talked about it. That's when you got the strap. Correct? Yeah? Fan the fire of enthusiasm. Who could believe that pigeons could do it? And let's welcome Christina, and you might hear about pigeons.
Okay. I'm Christina Beck. I'm a senior at State High. I don't have a story about pigeons, but, you know, you can talk to me later. So as Gay said, my goal was to be more comfortable with people, go up and talk to them just like we were friends and not be worried about it. I did this maybe a month or so ago. There was a girl at my school. We've been in the same school for like 2 years, but we never talked. And it was a small school, but never. And we had a food period together, so I just started talking to her out of the blue, like we've been friends for the 2 years. I wasn't awkward about anything, which is, and now we are actually pretty good friends. And she actually told me that she never came up and talked to me, even though she's a pretty talkative person, because she thought I was intimidating, because apparently I don't like to talk to people and I was mad. But anyway, maybe I'll change that. So my advice to you guys would be go ahead, don't worry so much about how other people will think. Just be yourself. They'll probably like you. You gotta worry. So. And you will have better relationships with people. You won't get stressed out. You won't worry about the small stuff. You can move on with your life. So now that I can talk to people, in 3 to 6 months, I am more confident about my work and especially my opinion, so I can go ahead and say that to people and not be stressed out about it.
Not that this is a class of weird cats, but there was another class member who I think it was session 2, 3, talked about pet squirrels. And from pet squirrels, I began to look at his vision, where he envisioned or what he envisioned for himself. He felt, and I like the way he worded it in his vision statement, I need to avoid avoiding people I don't know. How many of us choose to avoid those people? Well, we need to avoid avoiding the people that we don't know, just like Jake. Let's welcome Jake Gallagher.
Hi, I'm Jake Gallagher. I work with Forest Quality Tree Service, and my vision, she said pretty clearly, and today I worked right up the tree before our client Claire was even outside, and I'm just going to work, don't want to be bothered. And so I get to the point where I'm ready to come out of the tree, and she steps out and Claire says, "Oh, I'll go back up." And so this continues for about 15 minutes, and I say, all right, I really can't take any more. I'm going to kill the tree. And so I come down, and I decided, before I started the next tree, that I would kind of be a good listener, see what she had to say about this next tree. So we looked at it, we talked for a while, and I found found out a lot. I saw that she had actually done all the pruning she could do where she could reach on a tree. And so I decided for myself, wow, she really wants to be involved. She likes this. She told me she uses the apples from the apple tree to make all kinds of foods. And so after we talked for a while about it, I think she and I were both more confident in the work that I could do. And I had a lot more freedom, and she felt a lot better. So be a good listener. Listen with your ears and your eyes. And you will get a jar of homemade applesauce when you're done. And my vision, I am gaining the willing cooperation of a new hire. Thank you.
Our next speaker, part of her vision statement said, I want to enjoy conversations. I want to be powerful when talking about the environment and fearless when introducing myself. This person has, the last 2 weeks, shared with us how she is teaching a group of first graders, first through fourth graders, and some of the ways that she's had to adjust exactly how she teaches those first through fourth graders. She's definitely fearless when introducing herself. She's enjoying conversation. And the environment, we'll wait to hear about that. Let's welcome Violet Flay.
Okay, so I've been playing with gel pens and stuff too in school because I've been trying to get along with people better. So I decided I couldn't get along with people well if I didn't understand people, because I guess I was just sort of like I don't know, hoping that people would understand me, and I don't know, I kind of generalizing about their brain. So anyway, I decided that I needed to accept that everybody sees everything differently. So today I was trying to get somebody excited about cleaning up our art project on a table and moving it downstairs because we have the open houses coming up soon. So I thought this would be a good time to use the alternative stuff. So I went upstairs. The one that I had in mind was the person saying yes, yes. So I went upstairs and I was like, hey Kate, let's get the art stuff cleaned up and go downstairs because Mikey wanted to do it for a while and then open houses are coming. I didn't get a good response from that one, but I plan on continuing to try this because I know that it'll work at some point, and it has worked in the past. My teachers have been telling me that I'm like, I don't know, have more vibrant conversation and I'm talking more in the lectures and everything. So,
Action.
in the action was using the principles in the book. The benefit is people seeing you like using stuff and getting like results. And so in the next 3 to 6 months, I will be carrying these little books around everywhere and using the principles and having a more beneficial relationship with people. I don't know.
Our next speaker is an artist. In fact, there was a session 6, and she taught us how to, in 2 minutes time, she taught us how to draw a shaded ball. 2 minutes time. And we, I don't know how many really practiced it. However, I was next. A breakthrough for this individual, and these are her words. I know that I will achieved a breakthrough when I stopped comparing myself to the person I want to be. Living those dual lives, those parallel lives, I have stopped comparing myself. I am the person that I want to be. And that person is Sarah Elton.
Okay, my name is Sarah Elder, and I am a senior at State College Area High School. Initially coming into the Dale Carnegie class, I just assumed it to be public speaking and just, I don't know, overall communicating with large groups. And to my pleasant surprise, it's been so much more than that, and I've gotten a lot out of communicating with individuals. And not only meeting new people, but enhancing relationships with people that I already knew. A specific incident is in one of the sessions we were supposed to write a letter of appreciation to someone that we really cared about and that we didn't tell them enough that we appreciated them. And so I wrote a letter to my friend Marie, and I didn't know if she got it, and I just waited and waited. And finally last week I asked her, and I said, hey, did you ever get my letter in the mail? And she said, you know what, like, you caught me. I'm actually, right now I'm in the process of writing you one back because it meant so much to me. And so just seeing that and how the principles really, really do work. What I'm asking you to do is show appreciation to people that you care about, and you will get so much in return. 3 to 6 months from now, I will be in college, and I'll be meeting so many new people and trying to establish relationships, and trying to strengthen the relationships that I have at home and that I already have. And overall, just applying the principles to succeed in class, and as well as working with other people.
How many of us can be excited about the busiest day? A couple of us. But when we have a busy day, our excitement tends to go down, right? This person said a breakthrough for me would be when I am excited about a busy day ahead of me. And throughout the class, we've heard about a couple different busy days. In fact, it's sometimes the mishaps and it's sometimes the disorders of the day that kind of make it the most rewarding. And for this person, it was rewarding personally, yes. She got to practice some of her human relation principles. But it was also rewarding financially. Tips went sky high, as busy as it was. Let's welcome Patron Rogers.
My name is Patron Rogers. I work at PJ Harrigan's. It's a bar and restaurant in State College. And I actually have a story about a specific night there. It happened last Saturday? About a week ago. I was in the bar section, and so I was cocktail serving, but there's also a menu. So I was busy like with drinks, but the kitchen wasn't very busy. And I had these 2 ladies who ordered potato skins and then like sandwiches, but the potato skins was an appetizer. And I totally forgot to ring in the order. I was like 10 minutes or so, I'm kind of looking around, and I'm thinking, gee, like, what's wrong with them? Their food will come. But then I realized that it won't, because I didn't ring it. So I rang it in and did like a special prep to the cooks and said something like, as quick as you can. Went back there and talked to Bernie, who was making potato skins. Said, like, I know these take forever because they do. It's like one of the longest, like, things. Like, it takes probably 10 minutes to make, but they just make it as quick as you can, and they'll get it when they get it. So 20 minutes later, he had the potato skins, and they were burnt. So clearly, he did not take it as quick as he could. But anyway, I brought them to the table. Of course, they sent them back. So I was kind of having a rough time with these ladies, and they were saying, like, oh, we have kids, like, we have to get home, we don't have all night. We babysitters that they have to get home. And so at first I was kind of like, yeah, whatever, like, it's your, I mean, I don't know. I was thinking negatively about it. But I tried putting myself in their shoes and realized that I don't know what it's like to, like, little kids who have to hire babysitters and,
20
so
seconds.
after doing that, I was able to be genuinely interested in what they were telling me and was able to express more like that I really was sorry. I was just saying it because they'd give me a better tip. And as it turned out, they come a lot and they're still coming now, so I didn't scare them off. So what I want you to do is be genuinely interested in people and you will have better relationships with them. In 3 to 6 months, I am still working at a restaurant or somewhere where I can deal with people and interact with them in a way that I have learned through this stuff.
Looking at it from their perspective. Yeah. Our next speaker is a lacrosse coach. Yeah, we had a coach. We also have a player, and it's one and the same person. And in listening to Kristen talk about the starting up of the lacrosse team, I am impressed by her resolve. I am impressed by her desire, and I am impressed by her realization that she needed to not only play well, but she needed to learn how to encourage others to play well too. Building confidence, she realized she had to build confidence in herself, yes, but she also had to build confidence in the team. Let's welcome Kristen Dobransky.
My name is Kristen Dobransky. I'm a junior at Belmont. I was a skate player on a couple sports, lacrosse and close. So you would think that talking would come naturally and stuff, and it kind of does for me. But as cliche as it sounds, I think Dale Carnegie actually helped me polish my abilities of speaking. And so I had this physics class, and this teacher, it's pretty much his way or the highway, if you've ever heard that expression. And he gave us this lesson, and he wasn't there a lot for it. He had probably, if I would have counted all the days, like a week worth of subs. And so he really only taught the lesson for 2 days. And we were tested, the class, this was an honors class, and most of us came back with very poor grades. I think the highest was 82, which isn't all that great if you can consider the amount of smart people in these classes. And so we were talking outside of class, and we were like, oh, what are we going to do? Like, he hasn't said anything yet. Is he going to put a curve on? Maybe we can get him to retest us or something. And we were all saying, like, how we were going to speak up and, like, try to get this resolved so we could improve our grades. And we were sitting there in class, and 10 minutes went by, nobody said anything. About 20 minutes went by, nobody said anything. And so finally I was like, Mr. Harmon, should we, like, have a discussion about this? And he was like, yeah, sure. And I used one of the sessions that we learned from Dale Carnegie, pretty much like agreeing to disagree, and not just throwing out what you want to say to get your way, but using evidence and being able to, like, project your idea in a fair way without, like, telling the person, hey, you're wrong, you're. So we talked to him, and I initiated the conversation with the leadership skills I learned here, and other kids started to follow in, and we actually got the conflict resolved. He did put a curve on our grade, and he's actually going to try and do a better job of being there, and if he's not, being able to teach us the materials so we're better prepared for the next test. And so what I would tell you to do is speak your mind with confidence, but without playing down the other person, and you will end up being a better communicator and hopefully resolving conflict with them. And 3 to 6 months from now, I will be just like everybody else returning to school, and I hope to go in with, like, an open mind and confidence to tackle down my tough courses and get through.
This next speaker, in writing their vision statement, they they talked about the importance of being in the here and the now. And in Dale Carnegie words, that means live in day type compartment. The first worry principle, living in the here and now. And this person, part of their vision statement was, I want to be more focused on my work, taking it more seriously, not waiting until next year to do better. So we sometimes fall in that trap. Oh, next year I can do better. But no, here and now. I want to be more willing to meet people, not sit on my computer. The here and now. Person who I feel has lived in the here and now over the last 12 weeks is our next speaker, and his name is Joey Rankin.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you, everybody. My name is Joey Rankin. I am 17 years old. I attend Jersey Shore Area High School. I am a junior. And one experience I'd like to tell you about is actually happened this weekend. I was attending the regional team retreat at Camp Crislin, and during this retreat, we had an activity where you got together with 3 or 4 people, and you built a boat that was to glide across a surface like this hardwood floor with only a fan to propel it. And the fan would be put on one side of the room, you put the boat in front of the room, and hopefully, if you did it right, the boat would travel across the floor and go the farthest. Now, when I got together with my group, I could tell they weren't going to really get into it. So what I did is I offered my leadership experience and said, hey guys, why don't let's try to step this up. Let's try to really do well on this. And they were like, all right, let's give it a try. We were given a few moments to prepare or throw out a plan, and then we were given a few minutes to go up and look at the supplies that we had. We went up, looked at the supplies. There were a few foam plates and dowels and coffee stirrers and some tissue paper, some plastic wrap, all kind of just stuff, really. And when we came back to the table, we thought, all right, let's draw out a plan here. I grabbed a piece of paper, and I'm like, all right, tell me, what are your ideas? We went through, we spent about 5 minutes planning, and it says, all right, I think we got it. And so we went up, got our supplies, came back with the needed stuff, and quicker than I think anybody else, threw ours together. And before we actually went into the competition, we had some testing time, and so we took it over to the fan, put our boat down, turned the fan the whole way up, and it went sailing. It went most of the way across the room. But then the competition came along. We were the third ones up. First one went by, went about halfway. Second one went by, went even shorter. And we're like, oh yes, we got this. We came up, put our boat down,
Action.
turned it on, went off, and it took us right. Exited stage right. So what I want you to do is put enthusiasm into your leadership, and no matter what happens, you will have a good time. And in 3 to 6 months, I see myself being a camp counselor at Camp Kennesaw, 4-H camp, and using my leadership skills to really put enthusiasm into the youth